Hello and welcome to the Tech8 video newsletter on Friday the 10th of September 2010. Tech8 is where we take the key indices or analyze the key indices of the CAC, DAX, Dow, FTSE, Nasdaq and Nikkei, and using pretty basic and simple technical analysis methods and techniques, we show you how you can use such simple techniques to make quite a substantial improvement to your own trading. And we do this each week, every Friday, and we come back every Friday with new analysis. So here we have the CAC French index. When we left it last week, it was Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, so we were here. And I said that there was a chance that it was likely to find resistance, which it did. Move back down towards 3600, which it did. And now it's broken through sort of Wednesday, Thursday, and is looking to be quite bullish indeed. However, look at the 200-day moving average that we have here. Usually a key resistance, usually a point where we're likely to see a change in sentiment. So that could kick in a little bit below sort of 3750. So just be aware of that. However, what it may just do is just slow it down a bit. The real resistance is more further up, because we have these 3 points previously that are likely to cause a very strong resistance as a result. So what you're likely to see with this 200-day moving average is things to slow down a little bit, and then to slow down a lot more once we get to this resistance line. Then I'm looking for that to not so much retrace, but what we could begin to see is then that 200-day moving average perhaps act as a tiny bit of support, and then we just get quite a tight consolidation as a result. So just be aware of that. The DAX, we did say there was a possibility, if I remember rightly, I could be wrong, that it was likely to break through. It did, it has, and it's looking to continue. Very strong bullish moves from Wednesday, Thursday. There is a bit of resistance caused by this point. This really is a head and shoulders that we have here, by the way. So we could get a resistance from that. It could just settle down a bit and consolidate between 6100 and say 6230, 220. However, that is quite a strong bullish move, and it's more than the third time it's hit it, so it could move on out above that and push things a bit further indeed. Remains to be seen. It's always very difficult, because what we tend to find is that CAC and DAX act a little bit similar to one another. This is really the first time that things are starting to be quite different between each chart. You tend to look at the DAX and the CAC and they look very similar, but at the moment they certainly don't. See, quite different. So moving now into the Dow. Consolidation, really. It's really trying to break through the last couple of days, which is mainly caused, which is the reason why we're seeing this reflected in the CAC and DAX. We've got 2 bullish moves Wednesday, Thursday. Strong resistance. The fact that that candle is more at the bottom, the body of that candle is more at the bottom than the top, suggests that there's a bit of a weakness there, because it closed not so much higher than what it opened at yesterday. So likelihood, certainly with it being a Friday, that things are going to be a bit thin on the ground. Look out once again with the Dow for Monday, Tuesday, when things could change. If they do, then we're looking to see that reflected in the others. Now, one of the ones that has surprised me is the FTSE, is that it did break above that by 5400. This is a good positive sign. We could now get a resistance up to 5600. Got a strong bullish move from yesterday, so we could start to see this gradually climb over the next next week or so. I imagine this to be covered over the next week, 10 days. And then that's going to be a resistance, which is basically this period of consolidation going back a bit more. and then we're going to get a bit of a retracement down. But for now, quite bullish, quite strong. Certainly if we get a bit of a push from the Dow being a bit bullish. If we don't, then things are going to get a bit staid and things are settled that bit down a bit. But certainly a bit optimistic about the FTSE, and that could be pushed up to 5,600 over the next week or so. Nasdaq, very bullish indeed, 1900. Doji, or a bearish candle, not so much a doji candle, but a bearish candle. Opened at 1900, which is the resistance, closed pretty much at its low of the day, which is not a good sign. Basically, we could look towards a bearish move for today, certainly within a consolidatory area between 1900 and 1860 something. And finally, the ever mental Nikkei. Consolidation, methinks. Although, we've looked, this used to be such a smooth chart. You used to be able to look at this and, it's pretty easy to follow, but even though they're a bit crazy, but it's just so erratic lately. Likely to get a similar reaction to what we've had previously, although having said that, the Nikkei has proved us wrong before and gone completely nuts and broken way out. So it's a case of just sort of, if you ever do trade the Nikkei, sort of hold on tight and pray, I think. But it's always an interesting one to be there. If you've not taken the free, completely free, there's no charge ever for insightsupport.com if you follow the instructions on the site. So don't forget to register for it if you haven't already. It's insightsupport.com, insightsupport.com. Been established since 2003, so we've been doing this a few years now. So go ahead and register, follow the instructions, and you'll get all of this and more, a lot more for free. So yeah, see you there. We'll be back next Friday with another update. Okay guys, thanks, bye.